Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening, and welcome back to Getty Live Talk. My name is Shilpi. I'm the Relationship Manager with the Global Education and Training Institute. Well, these days in the pandemics, what is very important in the education system is to run the school. And the school can only run smoothly if the leadership at the management level is also, that motivated and knows strategies and the ways to carry on the education without hampering the progress of the children in under any situation. And that is what my guest today, Mr. Ghulam Nawaz, is going to talk about understanding the school leadership. He has been from the background of engineering to into teaching. He finished his engineering in 2006, and then afterwards, he has also worked in Saudi Arabia in various capacities as an engineer. He completed his B.Ed in Maths and Science and then joined as a teacher. Today, he is a vice principal of MS Creative School in Hyderabad. So, Mr. Nawaz, it's over to you.
Thank you, Shilpi, for the wonderful introduction. Hello, educators. I'm fortunate enough to get a chance to speak on school leadership through a dynamic platform like Getty. I'm thankful to Getty as well as MS Education Academy for introducing with such a wonderful platform of learning for educators. Uh, Let me to pull up the slide. Before starting any session, I usually do it with my students actually. So I just want to have this with you all also. 1 second. So here is my presentation. These are the few questions which I ask with my students actually. So the first one is, these are just the simple. These are just the simple. They are the questions. You need not have to answer them. Just to begin the session, I'm questioning this. Then later on, we'll see at the end of the session. The question is, if you had to pick any character in a book, movie, or TV show, who is most similar to you, and who would you choose and why? The next question is, when you were growing up, what was your dream job? Is any part of that still true? What's your biggest fear? What's your biggest regret? And who is your role model? Now, I want to begin my talk with the quote: true leaders create more leaders, not followers. By looking at the slide, you all might have understood what I mean. Our father of nation created more leaders. That's why our country became a developed country. True leaders create more leaders, not followers, aligning the organization around the vision of single person or leadership team provides focus and momentum. Leader enable all the resources to head in same direction at the same speed and at the same time. But when times are turning, the ability to adapt becomes paramount. To survive in a time of change, the organization's ability to change must be greater than the rate of change in the marketplace, or else it will be left behind. For an organization of followers, the ability to change is limited to the capacity of single person or leadership team. Followers are dependent. They need to be told what to do. An organization of followers creates extra workload on the already stressed leader, reducing their capacity to handle change. They go along with anything. The yes people, they do not contribute to the unit. Example, like if to an coordinator, if I gave her a job of collecting the script from SSC students. So at this time, what she will do, this is my job. I'm limited to this only. Like I have to collect only the scripts. But in emergencies, like if other of his colleague ask him or her to do this, sir, ma'am, this is the job you should do. What they will do, they don't contribute to the unit, resulting in it reduces the capacity to handle change, and the leader becomes a bottleneck, and the results will be stagnation. So, what to do? But leaders who create more leaders increase the capacity of every person to manage their own change, that reduces the workload of on the leader. By increasing the number of leaders, the capacity for change in the organization increase exponentially, and a leader who has created more leaders instead of followers frees up their own capacity to deal with this new problem. Leaders who create more leaders turn their hard to turn super tankers into a fleet of agile speedboats. So now, who's a school leader? Every organization is dealing with the raw material called students. The vision and mission of each of us is to create an excellent human being. Who are we creating? We are creating an excellent human being who is an all-rounder and should have the ability to lead his family, community, and country. So, to mold our students and to achieve breakthrough results in students' achievement, the challenges our students face should be tackled by great level of teachers' talent and dedication. A teacher must be highly dedicated and supernaturally talented to deal with such students. If you want, and if our vision and if our mission is to create an excellent human being, we must have excellent teachers who have enormous talent, and they are highly dedicated to their job. Teachers transform what they transform what they transform what they have. Okay, they need to be supported and coached adequately to provide excellent instructions that has a direct impact on students achievement. The key ingredient to make this happen is transformational leadership in a school. When we think of a school leader, we imagine someone who juggles between many activities, tasks on a day to day basis. He or she has to manage instructions, tasks along with operational tasks, and leaves very little time uh, for a school leader to support every teacher in the school to improve their teaching skills. The school leaders also have to manage a lot of people as compared to the managers in other skilled jobs. Now, how can school leaders address this challenge? The school leader can overcome this challenge by adopting a model of distributed leadership in the school. Now, what's the distributed leadership? Distributed leadership is a conceptual and analytical approach to understanding how the work of leadership takes place among the people and in context of complex organization. Though developed and primarily used in educational research, it has since been applied to other domains, including business and even tourism. Now, the types of distributed leadership. So there are six types of distributed leaderships. That is distribution formally, pragmatically, strategically, incrementally, opportunistically, and culturally. So the first one to begin with is distribution formally. Though through designated roles or jobs description. Teams tend to work more cohesively if the members recognize their individual roles. Higher familiarity usually leads to better team performance because it allows team members to share information and engage one another to find constructive solution to problems. What we can do here is we can recognize the team members based on his ability in a particular subject, experience, and how well she can handle a group of teachers. The most important thing in this is in distribution formally is the years of experience she holds in the same organization. Example of this is subject wise teacher or class wise. We can do it subject wise or class wise. The next one to discuss about is distribution pragmatically. This happens through necessity or often ad hoc delegation of workload. So, and let me tell you all about an ad hoc request. It is in the industry of school management typically indicates a task or job that was unexpected. Two are there in distribution pragmatically. One is through necessity. The other one is through an ad hoc request. It likes a surprise popping up in the middle of your busy work week. So, for smooth movement of students after school hour, willing to do teachers comes forward for maintaining distribution. Or we can make disciplined teams to monitor classes in the absence of teacher due to some emergency meetings or emergency work that pops up during school time. Example by student committees, like how we create student committees in school. uh, we have school leaders, school heads among the students, okay, or willing to do teachers. In the first example we need to use willing to do teachers, and in the second example we have to use students. The next one is distribution strategically. Based on planned appointment of individuals to contribute positively to the development of leadership through the schools. We have to give the guarantee of distinction percentage in our particular academic year. So here what we need to do, we need to create a team of teachers who work towards achieving the set goal. Their prime focus will be to identify and train students. Example, a coordinator or a headmaster. The next one is distribution incrementally. Developing greater responsibility as people demonstrate their capacity to lead. If you find any teacher working by going out of the way, then we must consider her for appreciation certificate or some cash reward. We can also give her a good increment which will motivate other teachers. It may also have negative aspect, but we need to ignore and appreciate the deserving candidate. Also, in this one, we can also take the students committee members from the students. We can give them extra marks if they are performing really well in the classes. Okay, like teams will be there, different teams will be there. Among the team we need to create a uh, uh, healthy relationship between them, so that each different team will do best for their teams. The next one is distribution opportunistically. Capable teachers willingly extending their roles to school-wide leadership because they are predisposed to take predisposed to taking initiative to lead. During school events, we really need help of teachers whose kids are in our institution. Such teachers can prepare their children on short notice, very short notice. They prepare their children. We can even get the help of their family members in organizing the events. Example, parents, teachers. The next one is distribution culturally. Practicing leadership as a reflection of schools culture, ethos, and tradition. Every institution has its own vision, so team they need a team who better understand the same and work to achieve the same with a zeal. In every act of institution, the reflection of school culture and ethos will be visible. If the selective team know their motto, example, successful school with their motto. Now, leadership roles, system, and process. It is imperative that school leader plans for who with the she or he be distributing the leadership to. What knowledge, skills, and attitude do they possess? Will the teams be grade wise or subject wise? How will the teacher leader be deployed to support teachers? How will the planning, observation, feedback, coaching looks like? It should be a of long term goal of the school. So it's a small slide which discusses about the leadership roles, system and process. What will happen first? An analysis of learning takes place, wherein you can go with assessment, work samples, in class response. Okay, then we will go with the evaluation, wherein review of activities, resources, content, timing, delivery, responsiveness. Planning, you can quarterly or monthly you can plan for CPDs, that is continuous professional development. Planning can be long term, medium term, short term, group or individuals. Short term planning and slightly going for medium and long term planning, that will do good. Teaching, curriculum, pedagogy, and then again the system goes around. So, 5 principles of successful distributed leadership. The first one is making a bet on leadership model, create and strengthen leadership capacity, focus leaders on empowering teaching and learning, create teams with a shared mission, empower leaders with time and authority to lead. The first one to discuss about is making a bet on leadership model. Design a model that defines leadership roles, how they will work together, and the system needed to support them. Okay, boost the amount, create and strengthen the leadership capacity, boost the amount and quality of potential leaders. We need to look for potential leaders, such as increasing the number of assistant principals or empowering teacher leaders. This teacher leaders can be the head of the departments of a particular subject. Of all the I must say, we must have subject head, a subject leader for all the all the subjects. Focus leaders focus leaders on empowering teaching and learning. Have leaders focus on providing hands-on day-to-day coaching and support that will help teachers develop their skills. Create teams with a shared mission. Establish an environment where team members can share knowledge, dissect problems together, and work towards common goal. always a bonding, a shared mission, and all the knowledge which they are gaining, all the teachers which they are gaining the knowledge, it should be combined together to dissect the problems they have. Empower leaders with time and authority to lead. Allow leaders more time for working with teachers and authority and responsibility they need to be successful. So always give them enormous time, give them sweet time to work on it, to develop their skills, and at time give them authority to lead. So teacher leader, student leader, and parent leader roles can be valuable way to achieve mission and vision of any organization. Give all of them an opportunity to use their skills to help the school succeed. Uh, that's it from my side, Shilpi ma'am. Thank you very much. Hello.
All right. So like asking you a question over it.
Yeah.
Um, School leadership. So
Yes.
is it that when we talk about leadership,
Yes.
how do you perceive a leader? Is leadership all about control? Is leadership only about motivating? Or leadership is also about creating more leaders?
It's creating more leaders. If we create more leaders, that will be good for us. It reduces the burden or the work which we have, which we usually have. It reduces our workload actually. So creating more leaders will benefit not only a leader, it will benefit to the organization as well.
Right. So, I mean, a leader has to actually then train, teach his followers or the people who are under him.
And
So, what is, a true leader like? Does the true leader, these days we see a lot of competition. Leaders
uh,
also have a kind of insecurity. Would you call it
that,
true
that that
leadership?
should
Or
not be, that
leadership?
should not have to be there. A true leadership means they need to have a healthy relationship between them, and each leader should see other leaders growing. That should be good for himself and the leader also.
Yes, correctly. I mean, the true leadership is when you are not feeling like I need to be in control all the time,
Yeah. Yes.
and when you encourage others also to develop their potential and their talents and to come forward.
Yes.
Right. So, thank you, Mr. Nawaz. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
out time and being with us and sparing such good thoughts over this leadership title.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you
lovely
very much.
evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.